Hey guys, welcome to Crazy Days. Today we're going to talk a little bit about food storage and how to have food storage and how to budget for this food storage. We track what we eat every week. That means I write down if I get something in town, I know what I've spent per week. That's a good way to learn how to control your spending. Many years ago I heard of a guy that he wrote down every time he bought a candy bar. And I thought, how silly, till you start doing it. How many times do you stop and get something because it's quick? $1 here, $2 there, $5 there. In 1 week, write it down every time you buy something, no matter what it is, that you put in your mouth. And see what you spent over your weekly budget that you bought at the grocery store that weekend. Here, we have lots of our veggies and fruits and stuff. We buy meat. That's our biggest thing that we buy is meat and flour and sugar, salt, cornmeal, that sort of thing. We budget for once a month. So we go to town and buy what we need that we're running out of. And that brings us to another point is keep a fridge list. If you're running out of something, put it on that list. That way you can only go to town when you need to. If we go once a month to buy things like that, I have a list. Now, once a week, if we have to have something, we will run in and make short trips. But if you go every week, that means you're going to be buying more than what's on your list, unless you're a very, very disciplined person. And some people aren't. I'm one of them. I'm going to pick up some chips. I'm going to pick up a Coke. I'm going to pick something up. So we try not to go in Walmart but once a month. But we budget for that once a month, and keeping track of everything you spend once a week helps. Keeping the fridge list. That's very important. When you run out, you go get what you need. Prioritizing what you need. If you know that next month you're going to need XXXX, like 4 different products such as flour, sugar, salt, and mayonnaise, that needs to go on your list. You know you got to have it. Cookies goes at the bottom of the list. You have to prioritize what's important and always have those things at the top of your list because prices are going up on everything. And you have to adjust your budget. So you've allowed yourself $100 this month. And when you get to town, you see that flour went up, cornmeal went up, milk went up, eggs went up. That extra pack of Cheetos might have to go by the wayside. So you have to put the things you need at the top of the list, the things you want at the bottom. Maybe wants should go at the bottom, that's what we'll say. One thing is not eating out very often. Lots of people stop and grab a burger or fries, and used to, when I was younger, I could get a burger and fries and stuff under $5, and it was easy for one person like me living by myself to eat a meal for $5. That was easy. Now, one person going out to eat, I'm lucky if it's $10. So that's $10 I just spent on me to eat out. I think I could have gotten 2 packs of ground beef for $10. That's good ground beef, $5 a pound, 2 packs. I can make at least 6 burgers out of each one. That's 12 burgers I just made, and I just ate 1 burger and 1 fries for $10. So you see the comparison there. You could save money. I could eat 12 meals as opposed to the one I just ate. One thing around here, we eat leftovers. A lot of people say I don't like leftovers. Well, if you're hungry, you're going to learn to eat leftovers, just saying. When we open one of these jars, it usually is more than a meal for us, especially if it's green beans and peas and things that we put in quarts. That's 2 to 3 meals, according to what else we have. So we put that jar, the leftovers, in the refrigerator, and we bring it out the next day, and we have it. And it's okay to eat the same food 2 or 3 days in a row, but most of the time that stuff will stay good in the fridge for 3 days, 4 days, but you do need to use it. Once you've opened it, within, I would say, 3 days, be using what you have in the fridge. That's our rule around here is 3 days we are cleaning out the fridge, and we eat all leftovers. One thing is you need to learn to add a variety so you don't get bored with your food, and you need to rotate meals. When my kids were younger, I could buy 4 pounds of ground beef and 4 of the boxes of Hamburger Helper. That was 4 meals for me, for supper. I would throw in some peas or beans as a side, and maybe some biscuits or rolls or whatever I had, or cornbread, and they had a meal. Now the boxes have shrunk, the prices have went up. I haven't used Hamburger Helper in 8 years or better, but when I looked at them the other day just for price comparison, the box that I used to get for 89 cents has went to $1.69 to $2.09 according to where you shop. And not only the prices went up, the box shrunk. But I had 4 different meals. Even though it was hamburger every night, I had 4 different types of meal. Now, the way I do things, because we don't use that type of stuff, is I figure out my hamburger, my chicken. We have some deer meat. We figure out what kind of meat we're going to have, and we use it in a variety of ways. Then we figure out our peas, our beans, whatever, our potatoes. We rotate out. I don't serve the same thing every day if I can help it. Now, Danny does like his hamburger just about every day, but the supper meal is what I rotate out. If you do spaghetti on Monday nights, maybe a roast on Tuesday night, and then you eat roast sandwiches for 2 or 3 days. Then you have Wednesday night could be chicken, and you could use leftover chicken for another day or so. You can keep rotating those meals, and that really helps you not be bored with your meals. Coupons. That is one thing I've never gotten the hang of, is coupons. Occasionally, I use a coupon for something. If it's something that I'm used to using, I can get all these coupons in the world, but if it's something I'm not used to using, then just by saying, okay, look, Charmin's on sale today, $1 a pack, where it's usually $2 or $2.15. Okay, I don't use Charmin, so why would I use that coupon and go buy it just because it's on sale? We use Scott's because that's what's septic tank friendly here, and so why would I want to save money buying Charmin? It's the same way with your food. If you don't eat asparagus in a can, and they have it on sale for 25 cents a can, and you know you're not going to eat it, but it's 25 cents a can, and you're going to go, look, I'm going to go get 50 cans of it and put it in my stash. Why? Just because that coupon's there, don't use it. Only use coupons for what you will eat. Another thing, comparison shop. Look at different stores. If you are close to 4 different grocery stores, check prices on all 4 and see beforehand. A lot of stores will allow you to go in and shop and go to the cart and figure out your prices. Look, it's a doable thing. Danny and I even shop online. Walmart.com lets you shop online. They send it to your door. Anything that's non-perishable, you can get your sugar and your flour, and you can get things like raisins and peanut butter and all this stuff. You just have to know your prices. If your prices are not cheaper, then yes, go into a store that is cheaper. But shopping online is an option. Amazon does the same thing. You can shop online, but know your prices. A lot of things there are way higher than what you could buy it in town. So I comparison shop. Used to do that years ago. I can well remember walking into one store, and I was used to shopping at a different store, and that store had salt for 25 cents the store I was used to had salt for 25 cents a pack. And I walked into this new store that was supposed to have been reasonable, and it was 89 cents for the same salt I could get for 25 cents. I refused to buy salt that day till I could go back to my original store. It was the principal thing. It took me a week or 2 before I went to the other store, but hey, I didn't do without salt because I keep stocked up. But I refused to pay even that few cents difference. I mean, it was few cents. So I said no. What's your prices? Comparison shop all the time. Shop sales. Look at what's on sale in your grocery stores every week. You may be going to the grocery store to buy ground beef. But when you get there, ground beef is $5.99 a pound, and chicken this week is on sale for $1.89. Forget the ground beef. Go buy your chicken and buy up a stock of it. Buy what you can afford to buy and process it in the way you need to process it for storage. Either can it up, freeze it, cook it and freeze it. I mean, whatever you have to do. Do something with your chicken. Next week, maybe the ground beef's on sale. That is one of the best ways to stock up for anybody, is to watch sales. That's what I do. So guys, when you have a stash like we do of veggies, you have to watch the prices and things on other things. So this is just a little bit about how I stock up, how I keep myself on track. And it works for us. We don't go to the grocery store that often. We don't buy that much when we do go. And we watch our prices big time. We watch for sales. All these things are a great way for you to budget. Start a budget today. It's very important, and stick with it. Just take next week, and I challenge each one of you, next week, start on Sunday or Monday, writing down everything that you buy, everything that you put in your mouth, whether it's Coke, candy, food, whatever. And at the end of the week, see how much you've spent. You will be surprised. Thank you guys from Crazy Days.